Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Asiatic lion population increases from 674 to 891 in 5 years, according to 16th Lion Census 2025. China and Pakistan agree to expand the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor to Afghanistan. Department of Telecommunications introduced Financial Fraud Risk Indicator. Union Minister unveils detailed action plan for Aravalli landscape restoration. Report titled Strategies to Boost India's Makhana Exports released. In a promising development for wildlife conservation, the population of Asiatic lions has seen a significant rise, from 674 in 2020 to 891 in 2025, as per the 16th Lion Census conducted by the Gujarat Forest Department. The increase also includes an expansion in their distribution area beyond the Gir National Park, reflecting the successful implementation of Project Lion. Now, what is Project Lion? Launched in 2020, the project aims at the long-term conservation of Asiatic lions so that they can fulfill their ecological role and retain their evolutionary potential. The project includes monitoring through advanced technologies like radio collaring and a strong focus on disease management. Before we move further, let us understand some key facts about the Asiatic lion or Panthera leo-persica. They are found in grasslands, savannas, dense scrub, and open woodlands and are primarily concentrated in the Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary in Gujarat. However, Barda Wildlife Sanctuary has now emerged as a second home for these lions. In terms of conservation status, the Asiatic lion is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List and is included in Schedule 1 and 4 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, as well as in the Appendix 1 of CITES. Let us now look at some distinct characteristics of the Asiatic lion. They are slightly smaller than African lions, and one noticeable difference is the longitudinal fold of skin along their belly, which is rarely seen in African lions. Male Asiatic lions also have moderate mane growth, allowing their ears to remain visible. Additionally, lions do not have a specific breeding season, which contributes to their steady population growth. Now, moving on to the initiatives supporting their conservation. The International Big Cats Alliance, or IBCA, launched in 2023, highlights the global commitment to conserving big cats, including lions. There is also the Greater Gir concept, which involves developing additional suitable habitats for lions outside their traditional Gir area. Accordingly, sanctuaries such as Girnar, Banya, and Mitiala have been notified to expand the protected area network. Furthermore, the Asiatic Lion Reintroduction Project has proposed the reintroduction of lions in Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. For effective monitoring, the authorities are also using AI-driven technologies like Simba, eGuj Forest, and the Alert Generation System. All these efforts together indicate a robust conservation framework and a helpful future for the Asiatic lion population in India.
In a major development with significant regional implications, China and Pakistan have agreed to expand the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC, to Afghanistan. CPEC, launched in 2015, serves as a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. Now, BRI itself was initiated in 2013 as a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure and connectivity plan, aimed at linking Southeast Asia, Central Asia, the Gulf region, Africa, and Europe through an extensive network of land and sea routes. Coming back to CPEC, it is a nearly 3,000-kilometer-long corridor that connects China's far western Xinjiang province to the Gwadar port in Pakistan. Strategically, it sits as a juncture of the Silk Road economic belt and the 21st century maritime Silk Road, making it a key node in the BRI framework. The Pakistan-China economic corridor originates from Kashgar in China's Xinjiang province and moves southward through Gilgit-Baltistan before passing through Islamabad, Lahore, and Dera Ismail Khan. It continues further south to Pakistan's key ports, Karachi and Gwadar, on the Arabian Sea. However, this expansion has raised serious concerns for India. The most critical issue stems from the violation of India's territorial sovereignty, as the CPEC passes through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, or POK, which is a part of India's Jammu and Kashmir. Further deepening the concern is the geostrategic angle. China's development of Gwadar port aligns with its string of pearls strategy, which many see as a challenge to India's maritime security and trade presence in the Arabian Sea. Geopolitically, the strengthening of the China-Pakistan-Afghanistan trilateral relations also introduces new geopolitical threats and security challenges in South Asia, which India is closely monitoring. To counter this, India has been actively advancing its own strategic initiatives. One of the key moves is the Chabahar Port project in Iran, for which India has signed an operational contract with Iran. In addition, India is promoting the International North-South Transport Corridor or INSTC, which provides connectivity to Central Asia and Eurasia while bypassing Pakistan altogether. And not to forget, the recently announced India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor or IMEC is another significant step. It aims to enhance regional connectivity, secure supply chains, and enable the transformative integration of Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. So while CPEC's expansion may signal growing regional ties between China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, India continues to reinforce its own strategic position through a combination of diplomacy, infrastructure, and regional cooperation.
The Department of Telecommunications has introduced a significant development in the fight against cyber financial fraud, the Financial Fraud Risk Indicator or FRI. The indicator allows for swift, targeted, and collaborative action against suspected frauds in both telecom and financial domains. But what is the Financial Fraud Risk Indicator? The FRI is a risk-based metric that classifies a mobile number as having medium, high, or very high risk of financial fraud. This classification is derived from inputs obtained through multiple official channels, including the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, the DOT's Chakshu facility, the Digital Intelligence Platform, and intelligence shared by banks and financial institutions. This metric enables stakeholders such as banks, NBFCs, and UPI service provider to prioritize enforcement actions and implement additional customer protection measures in cases where a mobile number has been identified as high risk. Now, let us look at the status of cyber financial frauds in India. Between financial year 2020 and 2024, approximately 3,207 crore rupees was lost due to around 5,82,000 reported cases of cyber fraud. Common types of financial fraud include KYC fraud, customer care fraud, UPI fraud, card fraud, digital arrest fraud, and get-rich-quick schemes, among others. In response to increasing threats, several measures have been implemented to prevent cyber financial fraud in India. To begin with, the Digital Intelligence Platform is a secure and integrated system for real-time intelligence sharing and coordination among stakeholders, including law enforcement agencies, banks, and financial institutions. Next is the Chakshu facility, available on the Sanchar Sathi portal, which allows citizens to report suspected fraudulent communication, such as calls, SMS, or WhatsApp messages that appear to be intended to deceive, for example, under the pretext of KYC expiry or bank account updates. Additionally, the Reserve Bank of India has launched an AI-based tool named Mule Hunter to identify money mules and has advised its use by banks and financial institutions. Furthermore, the Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting and Management System, launched in 2021 under I4C, provides a platform for the immediate reporting of financial frauds, thereby helping to prevent further loss of funds. Lastly, the E0 FIR system, also introduced under I4C, now automatically converts financial cybercrime complaints involving fraud amounts above 10 lakh rupees, registered through the 1930 helpline or the cybercrime.gov.in portal, into official FIRs. Together, these initiatives represent a comprehensive and collaborative effort to safeguard citizens and institutions against the rising threat of cyber financial crimes.
In a significant development aimed at environmental restoration, the Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change has unveiled a detailed action plan for the restoration of the Aravalli landscape. While launching the action plan, Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change exhorted all stakeholders across the 4 states to adopt a whole of government and whole of society approach in the restoration of the Aravallis. The move comes in light of growing concerns regarding forest degradation, animal displacement, and illegal mining across the region. About the action plan, officials stated that it outlines a science-based, community-led, and policy-supported roadmap to restore the ecological integrity of the Aravallis. The action plan for Aravalli landscape restoration is structured around 5 key pillars, aimed at ensuring comprehensive and effective implementation. The first pillar, ecological restoration, focuses on natural regeneration, native plantation, and soil conservation to regenerate the degraded ecosystems. The second pillar emphasizes community participation, encouraging local involvement with a special focus on involving women and engaging youth in restoration efforts. The third pillar, policy and governance. It calls for establishing regulatory frameworks, ensuring the convergence of existing schemes, and implementing effective monitoring mechanisms. The fourth pillar, sustainable livelihoods. It seeks to promote ecotourism, support agroforestry practices, and encourage the development of non-timber forest product or NTFP-based enterprises. Finally, the fifth pillar, research and innovation, which involves the use of GIS-based mapping, remote sensing technology, and the application of restoration ecology practices to support evidence-based decision-making and adaptive management. Speaking of the Aravallis, it is one of the oldest mountain ranges of the world and predates the formation of the Himalayan ranges. Located in the northwestern part of India, the range stretches from Gujarat to Delhi through Rajasthan and Haryana, with a length close to 692 kilometers. It plays a crucial role in the monsoon cycle of India and serves to regulate the country's temperature. Moreover, it acts as a barrier, preventing the Thar Desert from encroaching into the agricultural regions of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Several initiatives have already been taken to protect the Aravallis. Among them, the Aravalli Green Wall project stands out as an initiative to green a 5-kilometer buffer area around the Aravalli Hill Range in 4 states. Additionally, a 2016 Haryana government notification declared the Mangarbani area, part of the Aravalli, a no construction zone. Furthermore, in the landmark MC Mehta versus Union of India case, the Supreme Court, through a series of judgments, prohibited and banned mining activities across the entire Aravalli Hills.
In a significant move aimed at promoting India's agri-exports, a report titled Strategies to Boost India's Makhana Exports has been released. The report was unveiled at the first ever International Buyer-Seller Meet or IBSM, which concluded recently in Patna, Bihar. Let's take a closer look at the details. The report has been jointly prepared by the Indian Council for Research on International Economic Relations or ICR-IER and the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority or APEDA. Now, speaking of the International Buyer-Seller Meet or IBSM. It was organized by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries or MOFPI in close collaboration with the Government of Bihar, APEDA, and the Trade Promotion Council of India or TPCI. TPCI, as many would know, is an apex trade and investment promotion organization notified in the Foreign Trade Policy. The key objective of International Buyer-Seller Meet was to boost food exports and unlock Bihar's rich agricultural potential. Let us now shift focus to the star of this report, Makhana or Ureal Ferox. Makhana is the popped expanded kernel of gorgon nut, an aquatic crop that grows in stagnant water bodies such as ponds, lakes and swamps. It thrives in tropical and subtropical climates and is largely distributed across Southeast and East Asian countries. Coming to its production. India dominates global production, contributing 90% of the supply, with Bihar's Mithila region alone accounting for 85 to 90%. However, despite this high volume, only about 1 to 2% of the total output is exported. When we talk about its nutritional value, makhana is rich in essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals, and is considered a low-fat food. Among its health benefits, it is known for being a low glycemic load food and is also praised for its anti-aging properties. Now, what are the key strategies to boost its exports? The report outlines three major strategies. First, promote the use of a dedicated HSN or harmonized system of nomenclature code. Second, operationalize the Makhana board under a public-private partnership or PPP framework. Third and last, set up centralized hubs for grading, packaging, and auctions. So, clearly, with such a strong production base, nutritional appeal, and a targeted strategy roadmap, India is well positioned to take makhana to the global stage in a bigger way. In today's Place in News, we will talk about Malur Ramasamy Srinivasan. Recently, Dr. M.R. Srinivasan passed away. He was an Indian nuclear scientist and mechanical engineer. He served as the chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission. Also, he was the founding chairman of the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited or NPCIL. Now, let's talk about the key contributions of M.R. Srinivasan. He played a key role in the development of India's nuclear power program and the development of the pressurized heavy water reactor or PHWR along with Homi Jahangir Bhabha. He was involved in building the country's first nuclear research reactor, Apsara. Dr. M.R. Srinivasan also wrote From Fission to Fusion, the story of India's atomic energy program.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Recently, the Union government told the Supreme Court that Waqf is not an essential part of Islam. Doctrine of essentiality is a jurisprudential principle formulated by the Supreme Court of India to determine which religious practices qualify as essential and are thereby protected under Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. Integrated Government Online Training or iGOT Karmayogi platform crosses landmark of 1 crore registered users. iGOT Karmayogi 2022 provides a comprehensive learning ecosystem accessible to civil servants across India. India has formally assumed the chairmanship of the Asian Productivity Organization for 2025-26. Asian Productivity Organization is an intergovernmental organization established in 1961 by 8 founding members. India is one of the founding members. Indian researchers studied jarosite samples from Kutch, Gujarat, whose arid salty terrain resembles Martian conditions. Jarosite is a yellow-brown mineral containing potassium, iron, and sulfate. It is found both on Earth and Mars. Tripura's Kamalpur introduced compostable bags made from polybutylene adipate terephthalate as an alternative to single-use plastics. PBAT is a biodegradable chemical-free thermoplastic copolymer. It is made from renewable resources such as corn starch and sugar cane. Civil society organizations have called for reforms to the Plant Treaty and its multilateral system or MLS to ensure equitable benefit sharing. MLS is the largest global exchange mechanism for plant genetic resources for food and agriculture, including 64 most important crops. A documentary on saving the Asian giant soft-shell turtle in Kasaragod, Kerala has won the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. Dada Saheb Phalke International Film Festival Awards celebrate the legacy of the father of Indian cinema, Dada Saheb Phalke. He created India's first feature film, Raja Harishchandra, in 1913. Indian Navy inducted traditionally built stitched Indian naval sailing vessel or INSV Kaundinya at Naval Base Karwar in Karnataka. Traditional stitched shipbuilding method in India is known as Tankai method. INSV Kaundinya is based on a 5th century CE ship depicted in the paintings of Ajanta caves.
Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.